Hey, hello and welcome. Welcome. I know we have more people arriving. I have disabled the waiting room so that I don't have to worry about that anymore. Because as soon as I start connecting with this space and this time, energy just starts flowing and flooding through me. So I'm taking some breaths. Okay. Well, you all know me and I know all of you, so we don't need a big introduction. I am recording this. I am only using the recording of myself, the speaker view, so nobody will ever know you are here. It's a completely confidential space. It's a completely confidential space. And if you, I don't know, I know not all of you were here for last month. You may or may not have seen the video, so you may or may not have any idea what we are doing here. So I will just start with that bit of an explanation. Frequency upgrade and starseed activation. What is that? What does that mean? Well, we are all operating at frequency, and everything that we are interacting and engaging with is operating at specific frequencies and vibrations. I could dive really deep into that right now. And if I were to dive really deep into that right now, I'm wanting to speak about holograms. I started rereading the holographic universe a couple weeks ago. And the holographic universe, or the idea of life as hologram, is that everything that we see is actually a reflection. It's actually a reflection, including ourselves. So it's an interesting thing to consider because we are matter in being. We are matter in being. And when you break down a cell to its, or all matter to its smallest part, and you look at it under the highest resolution microscope. I'm not thinking of what that's called right now. It's light. So there's sound, there's vibration, sound and vibration and frequency. I feel like none of this is making any sense, but that's okay. It doesn't have to. Let's just say music, when we listen to music, that music, certain notes go together, right? They're attracted together. They flow and they resonate nicely in the ears. And some sounds are chaotic and they break up. Okay, they destroy, they destruct. And so this physical matter being, let's say, even the food that we eat, all of the cells and all of the matter that make up this physical being is a collection of frequencies. Frequencies that are disharmonious generally either clash with us or become cancerous within us. Yeah. So the idea, the intention is that we are connecting with and embodying the frequencies that are meant for us, the frequencies that are most harmonious for us. So on this planet Earth, there's a lot of disruptive, disharmonious frequencies that were not naturally created. They are unnaturally created. And they're, that's my lightsaber. We have our own little lightsaber. We have to walk around all the time, just, trying to block off all those disharmonious frequencies. And, a lot of them are in the water, a lot of them are in the food, a lot of them are in the air that we breathe that we can't see. And especially now, we're living in some really amazing times and some really challenging times where it's like this major pimple popping. The word that came to me. Like all of the, like when a boil or a pimple, like it comes to the surface and it gets really sore, it's like all that like muck and stuff is like coming to the top so that it can just boo. So, I say that because, there's a lot of talk and a lot of references, to the times, these now times being maybe worse than other times in history. But if we were to actually look and go back to other times in history, we are a lot further with our evolution and our consciousness on the planet. And we go through cycles. So we go through cycles, and we're not here for a whole history lesson, but we go through cycles. And we're at a place where there is a lot more evolution of consciousness on the planet. And with that evolution of consciousness on the planet, the light that is shining, it attracts the opposite. Or the opposite is calling for the light. And I talked about it not too long ago, like about the yin yang circle in one of our classes, right? If we think about the yin yang, there's the white on one side and the dark on the other, and they're both in this circle together, coexisting. And one doesn't exist without the other. One doesn't exist without the other. So let's take a breath. You, if you are called here today, or if you are called to watch this recording at any point in the future, you are a being of light. You are a being that is, what do you want to call yourself? A light worker. Maybe you're a starseed. Maybe you don't know what a starseed means. And what I will say about starseeds is a lot of us, or there are many of us that have energy of the stars, have maybe had incarnations of our being on different planets and different solar systems and different galaxies. And if you are somebody who has always felt like maybe don't quite fit in, Maybe you don't quite fit in. Maybe nobody understands you. Or maybe you just feel like you know you're on a mission. Right? You're like you're here, you know you're on a mission, or you know you have something that you're meant to do. Some big work you're meant to do. Or you know that you're a healer. And these are indications, these are all indicate, these are true. This is true. These are all indications. You came here with memory in your DNA, in your light body, that is needing more activation so that you can fulfill your mission, so that you can be what you know you are. So much energy moving through me. It's hard to talk. What I really wanted to say is right now, literally right now, I believe that you have been experiencing challenges. I don't know what your challenge is or your challenges are, but I believe that you are experiencing a challenge or challenges. And I believe that that challenge or challenges are related to, in some way, not being supported, not feeling supported. You may not have even vocalized this to anybody, but in some way in your life, a feeling of not being supported, whether it's by a person or not having enough money or not supported by the universe. And there may also be some loss, a theme of loss coming up at this time. And when I say a theme of loss, it could be you're shifting into a new aspect of yourself and there's a piece of you that needs to go or needs to transform or transmute, right? And there's a feeling of, I don't want to lose that, or what happens if I go over here, right? That can be a loss. Or it could be a different kind of loss, right? A loss of, again, coming into the relationship theme, the relationship sphere. And maybe I'm wrong, maybe you're not experiencing any of that. And that would be great. It's just what I'm feeling collectively. Not just collectively here in this group, but collectively. Collectively. There's a lot of agitation and a lot of frustration. So, what do we need to do, right? When we feel that squeeze, when we feel, and you might have, and that just, you might be doing great in the world, but you're walking through and you're working in a world where you're helping people and they're experiencing all of these things. And that's coming flying at you like, boom, I'm doing the lasers again. It's all coming flying at you and it's getting stuck, okay? So moving my body, we get to upgrade. That's what's being called. When we feel the squeeze, when we feel the things throwing at us, we just have this opportunity, and this is why you're here, because you are a being of light. Whether you believe, whether you connect with being a lightworker, starseed, or believe in this frequency stuff, something brought you here. And you are a being of light. And all of that potential that is being held and stored within you can receive the new frequencies that are coming through. Can receive the new frequencies that are coming through. And that is what supports you. That is what supports you. So when we receive these new frequencies, you can feel really light. You can feel really elated. You can feel really open. Sometimes it's also unsettling. So just know that. And I put in the description this time to have some space for some grounding after this experience. So I've had my Sirian Stargate here, holding it up. I opened it up to connect with before I opened the call today. And ever since I had this, there's knowing that you're a starseed, and then there's having an experience. And I had an experience that I really connected with my Sirian self, and I received a big activation, and I'm able to connect. And it's interesting, these cards came into my life after that experience. And this just helps me to connect. And once I connect, all of this light starts coming through. So what I want you to know is that I am not doing anything to you. Okay. I am not doing anything to you. You have your own source connection. You have your own supporters. Okay. There is a frequency that is moving through me. It's already moving through me, and you are in the field of it that you can be receiving, but it's not me doing something to you. All right. I want to be very clear on that. It's just like when we walk into a place and we know that that place doesn't feel like someplace we want to be, and we walk out because that's a frequency that doesn't match. Or we walk into some place and it feels really good and we want to stay there and we want to just absorb it all. So it's like that. There's a frequency that's here and you're welcome to absorb it. And we're going to call in your helpers and your supporters as well. So I pulled a few other of these cards before we came today. Last time we were in the middle of the meditation and I was showing the cards. That wasn't the way to do it. So I'm going to show them before we really go into it. And these are going to start. Yeah, before we go too much more open, I intentionally created a sphere of safety for the group, just so you know, but we'll do this now while we're together. So the way that I see it is it's like a bubble of light that encompasses all of us collectively, current and future, in this space. And that bubble of light is like sort of rainbow transparency. That's the way I see it. And within this bubble of rainbow transparent light, only frequencies which serve the highest and best of all who are connected with this energy and within. So you, who are the participants, only those energies which serve the highest of all of us may come through. And anything else just bounces and reflects off. I called in Archangel Michael, who I have been working with for a long time, to be here also as a source of protection. And when I did that, my Sirian connection was like, you don't even need that kind of protection. We are good. We got this. And I was like, yeah, but I still like Michael. So, so let's let Michael be here. And I invite you to either now or, yeah, let's just close the eyes now and just connect with your heart, connect with yourself for a moment. Take a few breaths. And asking whomever you want support from, maybe definitely asking your highest self to be here. Calling in any other supporters or angels or God or universe or whatever you call this, whomever you want to support you. And when you have done this, the next card that I pulled this morning was the gate of returning, entrance, death, rebirth, and passage. Entrance, death, rebirth, and passage. I love this gate. I wish I could get a really good picture of these cards. I'll share with you these cards after. But moving through the light in the center of the gateway, the soul returns and departs in a timeless cycle of death and rebirth, where beginnings and endings flow continuously into each other, creating entrances or passages into new places and stages of consciousness. New places and stages of consciousness. Release the past to move forward with new beauty, learning from each reincarnation, which only serves to add to the exquisite experience of life and the consecrated fulfillment of all creation. The gateway is eternally open. All you need to do is enter. Taking a breath. Is there something from the past you need to release in order to move forward with new beauty? Next, it's interesting, I have already grabbed my Merkaba crystal. It's on a little necklace because I oftentimes wear it by my heart, but I had already grabbed the Merkaba crystal, which I love so much. And then I pulled the Merkaba matrix. The Merkaba matrix. And I love that it's green on this. Light body expansion and illuminated. The Merkaba consists of two counter-rotating tetrahedrons and is a spiritual vehicle around the body for etheric travel to other dimensions, as well as for studying and amplifying one's energetic systems, connecting both the above and the below in order for one to remain centered in between. Drawing on the balanced powers of both heaven and earth for a more illuminated presence, expanding one's circumference of light. This design transmits metatronic energy codes into the light body to further its development and expansion. Be present inside the now of all possibilities. Stay in the center of light and let its surrounding streams ignite the refined fires of illumination. Breathing that in. And if you want to, or if it comes to you naturally, imagining yourself inside the Merkaba. And either way, be present inside the now of all possibilities. Ooh, one more card, and then I'm just going to keep moving the energy through on my own. The last card, or not on my own with all our helpers. The last card is the Star Body Matrix. Oh my gosh, I love that. Star Body Matrix. Okay. Multidimensional consciousness and holographic information. I didn't even read that before we came here. Interesting. This image activates one's star body, which is galactic light attached to the physical body that contains and transmits higher holographic information. Embedded in the thought projections that comprise the universe for greater multidimensional consciousness, imprinting and encoding one's light field and energetic layers with cosmic codes for spiritual advancement. Open your consciousness to connect with and receive holographic, multidimensional information that is being transmitted from the vast network of galactic realms and spiritual councils. Now we can just, close eyes if you want and receive. Receiving transmission through your own source connection. And through me, it's just coming through. I'm seeing a network of light, and I'm seeing light. Yeah, come through the crown, like coming through the crown, not only through the crown, but from your support team. Now I'm seeing support coming in from the back, through the back, heart open. Inviting and allowing the frequencies in. You are supported. You are a being of light and of love. Taking deep breaths if you need to. Ooh. Yes, it's safe to float a little bit in this energy. Let yourself be totally held by this energy. Let yourself merge with it. There is no boundary between this energy and your flesh. Yeah, there's a question that you have. Asking the question, and then letting it go. There's nothing more you need to do. The energy is starting to soften. It's more like a slow drip from the faucet instead of fast moving now. I was perceiving a lot of green and now I'm perceiving pink. You might be perceiving different colors or no colors. It's intentionally, I felt called to place one hand on my belly and one hand on my chest. Is there any place you feel called to place hands? There doesn't have to be, just be in your experience. And I'm inviting us to take really long, slow, full body breaths. In through the nose, out through the mouth. Starting to feel the boundaries of our body again. From the inside, let the breath press upon with every inhale, a place within the body so you can breathe into the back of the body. You can breathe into the belly. The chest. If you're tuning in, you can intentionally feel the breath move down the legs. You can feel intentionally the breath move into the toes with the inhale. You can play with the breath on the inhale, going down one shoulder, down the arm, and into the fingers. And then you can intentionally breathe into the other shoulder, down the arm and into the fingers. Taking another full body breath. And we'll begin bringing our consciousness to integrate, or our body to integrate this new upgrade of our field of consciousness. So that might look like, for me, it's looking like movement and touch. Ooh, still integrate and moving down into my system. And I imagine it is for you as well. I'm giving us space before the closing out of this connection to, some space. Space, period. So I'm gonna stop the recording in a moment. And so because I'm gonna stop the recording in a moment, I'm tapping myself because I want to let whomever watches the recording know you can tap yourself as a way to ground. You can shake your arms, you can really root your feet into the ground and go into the sun. Let the sun wash over, connect with nature, drink a lot of water. And I'll put more instructions in the comments, but I'm going to stop the recording now.